Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, I've said that I wasn't going to talk about the budget. Too many other people are doing it. It's been done to death, and it really was an absolute horror show. But not talking about the budget doesn't mean I can't talk about Rachel Reeves and her defence of the budget, which was appalling. Beth Rigby chewed her out yesterday. I mean, really ripped her a new one. She was flapping around. She didn't know what to say. You could see the panic in her eyes when she was being questioned. And she's trying to defend the indefensible. They talk about growth, and yet everything in this budget was designed almost to make sure that growth doesn't happen. And as for the lie that working people will pay no more, that's clearly been shown to be false. Very, very false. And so she keeps getting questioned. Now, she's doing the media rounds. She was on the TV again this morning. And of course, everyone's trashing the budget. The OBR verdict is pretty bad. They're all saying the same thing, that it was just too much, too fast, too far, and that it's going to be very, very damaging. As a side note that people aren't aware, yesterday, government bonds, when the government sells bonds on the market to raise cash, they sold 1/3 trillion with a T, bonds. That's the government taking on debt in terms of the bond market. Now, the bond market can last for years. They sell the bonds and then pay them off over 10 years or whatever with interest. But 1/3 trillion. What are they going to do with all this money? It won't be used for anything good. And that's on top of all the extra taxes they're taking. And remember, this 40 billion, 50 billion pound extra tax, that's on top of the tax they're already taking. And now 1/3 trillion in bonds. And she thinks that there's going to be growth. And it's obviously not. Now, she obviously was talking about wiping the slate clean of all the problems that they have in the past, with all the problems that the Tories had left us. Actually, the Tories had left you very little in terms of actual problem. The 20 billion, then 40 billion, then 100 billion, because you keep having to increase the number till it becomes scary, just didn't exist. I mean, everyone's saying it was rubbish. And of course, this wiping the slate clean claim is just not there. It's falling apart because of it. And she was asked whether there'd be more tax rises, and she refused to say no. 9 times she was asked. 9 times she refused to say that there'd be no more tax rises. And that can mean only one thing. There's going to be a lot more tax rises coming. And now she's finally conceded that the national insurance tax hike for employers will mean wage increases will be reduced and possibly not even non-existent. And therefore, she's hit the working class even more. The woman is a menace. She does not know what growth means. She does not know what working people are. She doesn't know anything. And as for her claims of being an economist, well, I was at the Bank of England and I was an economist. She made the tea. She was so bad she got fired. Nobody believes a word of her. Nobody thinks she's in any way capable. And the country is going to be a lot poorer for it. We may never, ever recover from this budget. Thanks very much. Bye.